Hello and welcome to Murkey's on-the-spot review of Root. This is a cyberpunk first-person stealth game made by Deep Fried Enterprises, and it's available on Steam. It costs about £5 or £6, so $7 or $8 or euros, I suppose. And let's just start. It's level-based, so there's 10 levels. I've finished it. I completed the game just about. And so let's start with, if we go with the middle level. I mean, spoilers aren't really an issue, but you won't see any spoilers, but there should be a variety of enemies, and it should be relatively difficult. So as I say, it's stealth-based, it's first person, and it's cyber espionage. So, as you can see, they're trying to add some elements of humour. You can decide whether or not it works, I suppose. In my opinion, the humour can fall a little bit flat, but you know, it's okay, it's nice, it makes it slightly different. So as I say, this is the cyberpunk, this is the metaverse. If you've read Neuromancer or other cyberpunk novels, earlier cyberpunk novels, you'll know when they tried to understand virtual reality and cyberspace, they thought it'd be like this, sort of, where data will be represented by cubes and black ice, and security programs will be like spiders running around. So this man here isn't a man, this is a security program, and I, as a cyber infiltrator, have to sneak up behind him and whack him in the back of the head. That represents me, I don't know, infiltrating, destroying malware, I don't know. This is, some security clearance. By walking over it, you've somehow got access code. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but, I mean, this is the nature of cyberpunk and sci-fi. You have to give the developers the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, this is how cybersecurity looks, fair enough. And with that gimme, you then are allowed to run around, sneaking around, and infiltrating systems. So that's a firewall and it's security clearance, as this man will no doubt humorously tell me. So, in terms of the game itself, there's 10 levels. I completed it, took about 3 hours or so, and the stealth is relatively difficult, relatively rewarding, as is the combat. And so in terms of uniqueness, besides the setting and the humour, it's a tricky game. The stealth is relatively easy. I know this guard comes through this door eventually. The stealth is relatively tricky. Which way is he going? But the gunplay is even more tricky. So if you get spotted, hopefully I won't. Which way is he going? Alright, he's coming this way. If you get spotted, you can shoot your way out, or indeed you can complete the level by shooting everyone, but you'll have a very hard time doing so. They've managed to balance it fairly well so that the stealth is rewarding but tricky, and by extension, if you get spotted or if you want to go guns blazing, that's even more tricky, but it is possible. Obviously this is me peeking around the corner so I can see him, but he can't see me, you know, fair enough. And as I say, there are levels, so unlike, let's say, Deus Ex Human Revolution, for example, you're a hyper-augmented security man, Adam Jensen, off to, which way is he going? Turn around, don't come this way. Off to, oh shit. Fuck. Uh-oh. Off to, no one heard me speak. Off to save the world and uncover some conspiracies. But you spend half the time ratcheting through people's desks looking for emails and candy bars, which kind of breaks the immersion. It's not this shoot and loot type gameplay that you had in even the new Bioshock games. I mean, you're supposed to be doing all this crazy stuff, but you spend half the time looking for bits of old scrap metal and gold coins and stuff. So, conversely, this doesn't have that. It's a level, and you can pick up ammo from people you knock out or shoot, which you might need. You can pick up weapons, but there's only 3 of them, and once you pick them up, they stay with you for the rest of the game. The only exploration you really need to do is so that you can understand the level and figure out how to complete it. Once you complete the level, and all 10 of them, you can see what the power is for the level. So they'll say, oh, it takes 6 minutes to complete, or 8 minutes to complete, and then you can see how well you did and whether you want to try again, and go through it really quickly or without being seen, etc. There is a story, but it's fairly limited. It just really serves to tie the whole narrative together, tie all the levels together. And so, yeah, in terms of uniqueness, the aesthetic, which is fairly consistent and works quite well once you have the gimme of, this is what cybersecurity is like. And I'll go downstairs. Should I go this way? And yeah, it's fairly rewarding. It's a bit tricky. You will find yourself occasionally frustrated by a few things, but generally speaking, it works really well. So as you go on, there's a variety of enemies, and the levels do get more complicated. But generally, it's a fairly rewarding experience. There are a couple of boss battles, which can be quite tricky, but it's worth remembering there are no checkpoints, and easy. There are no saves. Either you finish the level and you do well, or you mess it up and have to start again. There is, as you can see, I got seen by a guy earlier, and I got shot once, very slightly, but I already am down to 85% health, so you can die really quickly, but there's no health regen, there's no health packs. As I say, either you finish the level or you don't, and once you start a new level or a new checkpoint, indeed, for the boss fights, you have full health and some ammo, but you don't keep the ammo between levels, and so really it is more like a puzzle game. So I've got 2 clearance, I think I needed 2 for the firewall, maybe 3, let's have a look. I haven't seen any other varieties of enemies yet. Yeah, I need to get one more. But yeah, generally speaking, I'd say the combat is quite rewarding. In terms of things I'm not very happy with, there's small things. I find the music a bit annoying, but that's maybe just an old man. The kick animation doesn't make a lot of sense, and occasionally it will feel quite cheap. So for example, this is sneaking speed, this is running speed. But if you're crouching and running, it's the same speed as sneaking. So occasionally you'll sneak up behind someone, you'll think, haha, I'm going to hit them. You stand up, and you're running, and they'll see you. Or occasionally they'll see you from miles away. And I mean, they're not people, they're robot artificial intelligence security programs, so it makes sense that they can see you from miles away. But it can be a bit frustrating at times. Easy. So yeah, in terms of cons, just small things. Whereas the pros, if you're into cyberpunk or stealth games, and you don't like the element of shooting and looting that you have in commonly in more AAA games, if you want something which is just out and out, complete the level, get it done, or die trying, then this is for you. What else is there to say? I'm afraid I haven't shown you a good variety of enemies. Maybe I'll show you this another guy around the corner who's very tricky. And the boss, generally speaking, the balance is really good. The stealth is tricky but possible. The gunplay is even more tricky but possible. And the boss battles are very difficult indeed, but just before you get too frustrated, you should be able to take the bosses out. You can, if I stand up, you can dodge, and there is some element of sort of dodging and shooting for the boss battles. Right, let's see what's happening here. Just gonna turn around. Okay, what about this guy though? Fiddlesticks. Fuck! Run away, run away, run away, run away! Ah, see what I mean? I mean, I could have just tried to shoot them if I wasn't such a noob. But yeah, I mean, it does ratchet up the drama, the tension when you're trying to stealth around. But at the same time, if you don't have a lot of patience, you will find it quite annoying. So I think that's all I have to say. As I said earlier, if you're a fan of cyberpunk or stealth games, give it a go. It took me about 3 hours to finish, and if I wanted to, I could go back and really try again. Just before I leave you, this is a very tricky boss, well, not boss, a harder enemy. Can't knock them out. That's the other thing, there are a few enemies that you can't knock out and you have to shoot, so it's like, this is a stealth game, but by the way, there's some enemies you can't stealth. It makes it a little bit, and it does make it more difficult and give you an element of challenge, but at the same time it can be quite annoying. So just before I leave you, I'll show you what it's like if you get into combat proper. Yeah, okay, here we go. So it's very much a case of trying to dodge, trying to dodge. Fucking almost got him. No! So as you can see, just even, I mean, a difficult enemy, but a regular enemy can kill you. So it's very tricky. The story itself, yeah, it just serves to tie everything together. So let's go back to the main menu, and I'll show you what I mean about the path for the levels. And let's see, level select. So there's 10 of them. This is the last one. Oh, I still haven't finished it, but I did. Par for this is 8 minutes. I did it in 9. It's not very good at all. Par for this one was 10. I did it in 3. So it's possible. Average rate of detection 4. So I could stealth them better. So that's Root. Hope you found my review informative. And if you do play it, good luck out there. Thanks very much.